Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series Storm Division. I am Tetcher, I am your caster. I'm going to let the players know that caster is R, because they're already in the lobby and getting sorted out. Welcome to the qualifier number 3. This is where we'll find out the third team that is going to be heading into Storm Division. First things first, let's have a look at the bracket so you guys can see what is going on. We are starting at the top of the bracket with Forge Esports versus New Game Plus. We'll also be casting the round after that, where the winner of that will go up to play against Quarantine. Solid matchups there, should be a lot of fun. After that, though, we will not be casting any more games. We're just doing the first 2 rounds, but the finals and semi-finals will be on Dixie Cat's channel tomorrow, so make sure you tune into that. It should be a lot of fun, and I hope that these matches today are a lot of fun. I realise that I have spelt division wrong in the title. I am on fire today with my titles, keeping everything on point. Let's have a look at the maps while we wait for the last player to show up so that we can get this ball rolling. So, as you can see here, Forge Esports banned out Alterac Pass and Dragonshire. New Game Plus, they removed from us Battlefield of Eternity and Braxis. Braxis Holdout. Solid map choices. Moving all the B maps in this case. Our first match is going to be Sky Temple. By the way, thank you for, I think, Wafflecom, because I didn't get them yesterday. We have Classy Guitar. It's semis and finals. Hell yeah. Classy Guitar, 6 minutes ago for the follow. And Saukis? We're going to go with Saukis. Thank you very much for your follow as well. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, Sky Temple as a starting map is definitely out of the ordinary, but it should be quite entertaining to see. We'll see if it works out in their favor. So, excuse me. We're just waiting for the last player to jump in, and we'll be able to start the game as soon as possible. But I'm just going to check something quickly, because I believe it goes live today. Let me double check for you, because I might be able to give you a little bit of the skiddy on something else that's happening. Thank you very much for the follow, Bad Bros! How's it going, friend? Throw me right in the forge. Ooh, that sounds painful. That sounds hot. Painful and hot. Ooh, sexy. Okay, it's not live yet. Alrighty. But I could let you know about it. Ladies and gentlemen, because there is no NDA. SNUC Gaming, which is a computer manufacturer in the UK and in America. They are going to be doing a giveaway starting soon. I think it starts today, / tomorrow. I think it starts tomorrow. So keep an eye out on the SNUC Gaming Twitter, which is, I shouldn't have closed that. It is SNUC Gaming on Twitter. So drop them a follow, because I believe they are going to be giving away 2 computers. One for Europe, one for America. Sorry, one for the UK, one for America. So, and also I'll be doing some collaboration with them on their channel, and they are sponsoring me, giving me a little bit of cash to sort that out. So I hope you guys enjoy the show, and maybe one of you guys can win yourselves a nice little computer. It's got like an i9 or something in it, which is like 2 generations more than what I have, which is pretty decent. But I have some really, really dumb stuff set up for that. It's really stupid, but I hope it's going to be acceptable for what you guys are. I hope it's going to be entertaining for you guys, but that content's only going to be available over there. So make sure you check out that Twitter, because they are supporting me and allowing me to keep casting. Big thank you to SNUC Gaming, and I'll be doing some more streams around the actual promotion time, but I'm pretty sure the giveaway starts tomorrow. If not, don't hold me to that. It will be happening soon. So, do we have our last player yet? Melly still says waiting on 1. We'll jump in the game as soon as we have everyone here, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, I did some really stupid stuff for that. Yeah, I think the giveaway is... Oh, Forge is ready. But yes, we have some really cool stuff coming in. I'm pretty sure it's like a PC, the new Avengers game. And I'm pretty sure Americans also get to play with like a really big streamer, so that's pretty cool. It's a big giveaway, should be entertaining, and they're also going to be, during the Intel Gamer Days time, going to be having like $100 off all their units with free shipping, which is pretty decent. Yes! Still ready! I'm still ready! Get me into the game, friends! Let's get this going. 3, 2, 1. We're going into the draft, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 1 of this best of 3 series between Forge Esports and New Game Plus. Sky Temple is the map, and we are heading in. Let's get this going. The Storm Division qualifier is online. So, Forge Esports on the left. New Game Plus on the right. Forge Esports with the first pick and the first ban. Let's get this going. So, starting off, what are Forge Esports going to remove here? This is Sky Temple, so immediately heroes like Abathur, Vikings, Falstad, Dahaka, anything with a global immediately gains a huge amount of value here. It's a very big map. Getting onto those points is a really big deal. And you have to stand on them for a really long time, so getting that split soak is very important. So what do we see? Forge Esports, they remove the Vikings. Removing that game-changing hero. I was playing in the NGS Combine yesterday. I had to play against a Vikings player. It was miserable. But with the Vikings gone, Abathur really runs low on counters, so we're going to be seeing that banned away as well. Both teams playing this very sensible, removing those global heroes. With Sky Temple being picked, you got to expect shenanigans. So as such, it's very sensible to see these teams banning these out. New Game Plus, of course, picked the map, which means that they do not believe we're going to be seeing anything like of the such. If they are planning shenanigans, it's not global related, as we see Ana taken out. Now, this could be a Juice Pirates with Abathur removed. They're removing the Mule, which is a really reasonable slowdown of Juice Pirates, which is a really easy way to lose. Could also be a Cho'Gall. It's not a great map for it, but removing Abathur and the Vikings means there's less heroes who could actually split soak with the Cho'Gall on the board. These are the out of the ordinary potential draft picks. I'm gonna see the Cassia ban out. That's pretty normal. Again, it's still just a good hero. I'm currently in the very out of this world's draft strats at the moment, which we're very unlikely to see. So, where are we starting here? Forge Esports. What are we seeing for them? What are we seeing for them? Going to be Greymane to start off. Very nice setup there. So a solid opener. Nothing given away too much here. Greymane just works in most compositions these days. They haven't given away their play. He's also a good core racer, which on this map, backdoors actually come into a play a lot more often than you'd expect. Hello, Aura. Thank you for the carry yesterday. Carries plural, I should say. Johanna and Rhaegar coming in. So we've lost Juice Pirates, unless this is going to be a really shitty version of such. And it looks like they're planning on playing Standard. Lots of wave clear coming in from New Game Plus. So if they are planning on shenanigans, they aren't showing them yet. Johanna is a very sensible pickup here into Greymane, obviously. You get the blinds, going to be very effective at dealing with that Worgen. Forge Esports. ETC, and they get themselves a little bit of global on the board, so that they have at least some split soak abilities. They get the Falstad. Coming in here. Hi, Blitz! Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome. Hope you enjoy yourself while you're here. Now then. With Falstad on the board, what do we see ban-wise? With ETC, Greymane, Falstad, support-wise, I'd still say maybe Deckard Kane with Rhaegar and Johanna. They're both going to be quite melee and quite grouped up. Yep, there it is. Removes that Deckard. Very powerful. Would have been a very sensible pickup, and also he's just one of the best supports at the moment. Very surprised he snuck so far down the draft. Is that a dabbing Rowlet? Boo and hiss. Alrighty, so what do we see for Forge as the last ban? With Johanna, Rhaegar on the board, this would be Reyna. This could be... who else is Auto? Orphea. Greymane's taken. Sylvanas would have been solid. Could still be a Hammer or someone like that in theory. There's quite a few good options. Melee heroes like Sonya if they want to Bloodlust. Sonya would also work if they go Ancestral, which would be very reasonable here. They could make up for the lack of global with that Falstad on the board by picking up someone like an Illidan if they really wanted to go saucy. He would very much benefit from either Bloodlust or Ancestral if they wanted to. Again, these are out of the ordinary drafts. We should be expecting something like a Yarel, Sonya, Blaze, and then a solid damage dealer like Hanzo Jaina. We're going to be seeing the Reyna Jaina here, the classic combo. This is just regular-ass draft coming in for New Game Plus. They took us to Sky Temple just to play Standard. Very sensible here. Clearly just a fan of the map, but they so far have 0 global potential. This may have to be a Dahaka as the last pick here to make up for the fact that they are playing into a Falstad. But Forge actually have their Bruiser still to pick. They're going to go for Blaze to maximize the crowd control, and they pick up Malfurion. Not the best burst protection against Jada, but he is going to be very far back, very safe against the Reyna pressure, so quite sensible here. New game, offlaner now. I think, again, Dahaka, Sonya, Blaze is taken. Dahaka, Sonya, Yrel. All of these would be pretty reasonable. Leo double soak, Zul double soak. Most of the solo lanes are going to work here. Leo's going to have a better lane versus Blaze. Zul's going to have a better fight versus Malfurion. Yrel's going to have a better fight versus Falstad and Malfurion. So we're sticking with the Yrel here. She has a decent lane versus Blaze. This is just a standard-ass setup here for New Game Plus. Going about as basic as you possibly can here. See if it works out for him. So, Forge Esports, bringing out a little bit more burst, New Game Plus, with an incredibly normal style of drafting. Let's see if they can pull it off into something incredible. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be loading into Sky Temple very shortly. This will be our first map of the day. These are best of 3 series between these two teams, with the winner moving on from this round to play against Quarantine, and the winner of that going to be moving on to the semi-finals, where, if they can make it to the Grand Finals, they'll be fighting for a guaranteed spot in the Nexus Gaming Series Storm Division, which is a crowd-funded prize pool that you can support by hitting !Matcherino in the chat to contribute to that prize pool. Thank you for the follow, K-Trip. You can also support them by checking out the Patreon. That is Nexus Gaming Series on Patreon. And you can support your caster by dropping a subscription or a donation via the links below the stream. Bits, subscriptions, buying my merch, and buying something using my Humble Bundles links below the stream. All support me and all keep me able to afford food and, you know, able to live. Horrible habits, I know, but I do like to do them. Let's get into the draft, into the game, ladies and gentlemen. On the left-hand side, it is going to be Forge Esports. And playing for them, Winterheart, playing on the Falstad. Showtime on the Grey main. Tenny Dakiel, I'm sure I pronounced that wrong, playing on the ETC. Valamar on the Malfurion. And currently, AFK is Funds on the Blaze. Whereas on the right-hand side, this New Game Plus with Altanium playing on the Reyna. We have Splash on the Johanna. Melly playing the Rhaegar. We've done Altanium. Big Bird, sorry, on the Jaina. And chilling in top lane, it's Aaron. Blaze has woken up and has decided to make his way to lane. He has missed 0 minions. That actually went very well for him. Nicely done. Fun's going to get the soak here. Showtime going to hang around in mid lane for the moment, actually. Not going to try anything too fancy. Yrel wings out, but not going to go too deep. No risks here. There's the Adrenaline Stim Pack, as we should have a look at some of these early talents. So, having a look at these early talents, we can see that we are going with an Electric Charge for the Rhaegar. This allows him to sustain very well if you combo it with Johanna. Exterminator for Reyna, going for the PvE here. We have Prog and Seasoned Marksman. This is a potential bribe map, but honestly, Seasoned on this map is really good. You should be spending 90% of the game soaking, so you should get that stacked pretty quickly. And in terms of damage output, and more importantly, sustain, once you get that hammer gains, you will actually get a lot of extra protection from that than you would, say, get with Static Shield. So we do see Showtime making his way up. Going to start on the Mercenary camp. Malfurion will assist with that. I'm quite surprised we don't see Melly heading up with Raid. Oh, because they already did it. Damn. Wow, they did that fast. So fast I didn't even notice. So Mercenary camp's taken much quicker for New Game Plus here. T-Tours me. Showtime going to finish this off. Mouth topped him up, but he's going to top up funds as well while he is here. There's Hand of Freedom for Yrel. Nothing too exciting. Yrel is up here, but she's not really going to take a huge fight. She's just making the most of the spell shield whilst he has it, as level 4 is hit for both teams. Pressure in bot lane is being applied very effectively here, but the Mercenary camp is killed before it makes it to the wall. It took 4 people, though, from New Game Plus in order to make that happen, and that is a win for Forge Esports. And as you can see, they've managed to extend themselves a very minor level lead. Or I guess that's experience lead. There's the hammer gains. Deep roots coming in here. Extra rooting duration. Johanna pushed up, but not having any trouble. Showtime takes a little bit of damage from Jaina, but it's not enough to finish up a kill so far. We do see the Sins Exposed coming in for Johanna. Trying to maximize damage output, and the Incinerator Gauntlets. Start onto Yrel, preventing the jump, which means the wave clear is slowed a little bit. That gate is weak, and Winterheart is just going to stay down here, making the most of that global ability. Blaze has already made his way up, and Aaron's going to stay. But Falstad comes out better here because Falstad has the global. However, look at this. The attention from New Game Plus is placed onto top lane. Now, the idea behind this is because Falstad is global and can join his team at any point, he's not fully global. He has a maximum range, which would make him reach mid lane, but not much further, meaning that his team can't contest mid lane because Falstad will arrive. But they can contest bot lane, top lane, because Falstad is showing. And they're making the most of that situation by putting themselves in a position where they get most of the shots up here. This is also the bruiser lane, so they can try and make some value. But Falstad, Winterheart, uncontested down here, grabbing towers. Blaze even going to interrupt the rotation of Aaron, and that means both towers are going to go down here. If bottom temple is claimed by Forge Esports, they're going to get a very solid lead in this game and set up boss lane. Rhaegar ganked in the mid lane and picked off here by Forge Esports, able to find the kill. Top lane is weakened. Mid lane has actually been kind of bodied here. Nicely done. Fun's even going to get some extra damage on it with Crossfire. Showtime clearing out the minions. They're holding for now. Falstad's been able to duel Harren pretty well, but will have to back up. Winterheart is outlaned here. We, of course, have the Boomerang here. It's just faster wave clear because you want those season marksman stacks. This is the plan. We see the extra movement speed, righteous momentum coming in for the Yrel. Siege camp being taken. Splash. They're looking to make a move on this. This is going to force Showtime off the point. They have Falstad, and Blaze is on the way. They will have the man advantage here. And it looks like EDC knows this. They zoned with Malfurion, and they will guarantee their own camp. Blaze will zone him away. Aaron comes in. Not going to land anything. Teddy Dakiel. Just hovering around, see if he can catch anyone. Winterheart is already up in top lane. Going to grab himself a tower. Aaron going to come up. Won't find Winterheart, though. Winterheart looks for the trade. Takes a little bit of damage because Yrel still is a little bit overtuned damage-wise. Let's see the push-up coming in. Thanks to the Falstad Soak, a full level lead. Level 10 is hit first, and it's a stage dive. This is a macro play. Forge Esports looking to try and out-macro New Game Plus here. New Game Plus picked no globals. Now there's 2 on the board of Forge Esports here. We see the Tranquility, Cursed Bullet. We see Bunker Drop and Mighty Gust. He finds himself a little out of position, but he holds. Mid fort dropped very low. Will survive. There we go. Finally gets it with the Crossfire. Bottom temple is available. Again, basically everything down here has already been weakened or killed, meaning the temple is going to get some serious value here. Tenny Dakiel already moving up. Blaze actually going to see this is happening, and Falstad could join him if they want to contest it. It's only 2 members. Looks like they've decided against it, but him just being there is enough to drive everyone away from bot lane, which means this temple will 100% kill this fort, meaning that boss lane is going to be significantly weakened. Finally, level 10 is on the board for New Game Plus, setting themselves up. Bruiser Camp was taken by New Game Plus. They did not get the interrupt. Blaze, as said, made his way to clear that mid lane and has now made his way to bot lane. The one-man bless shield, but no one can make their way in because they're being zoned by funds. Nice play by this Blaze. Ancestral Healing is going to be what's coming in, and we have the Ancestral Hyperion, Blessed Shield, which we already saw used, Ardent Defender, and the Water Elemental. Faster clearing this up very well. Pops a lot of the minion wave too. Spell Armor removed. Minion wave going to be cleaned out very quickly. So the Bruiser camp that is being pushed up here will help Falstad push. This is all very nicely played by Forge Esports right now, who have a lot more control. Aaron comes up. He's outnumbered this time. Curse Bullet comes out. ETC has perished in the bottom lane, though. T-Tol's on that. Action happening all across the map here, as we do see Hyperion and Water Elemental going to be dropped here to try and make a play onto bottom lane, but they're wave clear, leaving a little to be desired. They're finally going to take down the second tower. Healing totem is dropped, and they finally have a minion wave here, which means they are going to be able to get this counter fort. This is good news for New Game Plus, but map awareness and macro coming in for Forge Esports. While they lost ETC in bot lane, they grabbed a siege cam, they pushed in top lane, and they are blasting through this front wall. Aaron comes in, trying to delay. The port has come out. Everyone is on their way in to try and contest this. We're level 13 versus level 12, and they still have Gus. So if we saw a chase, they would have had the disengage. ETC is now split soaking because he can. Easily has the ability here. And they're just beginning to clean this up. This is looking pretty decent right now. Forge Esports, again, they're just continuously out-macroing. This is greedy. I'm not sure about this. They have Gust, but there's nothing else for New Game Plus to do on the map. There is nowhere else they should be. They're trying to make this happen before level 13, but it's still very risky. They're going to have to Gust a little early here to prevent Johanna stepping up. They need to do it beforehand. There's the Gust, but Johanna is on the point. Blizzard to set it up, and it's doing a very good job here. Ancestral keeps Splash alive. They're trying to hold it, but Splash is getting out damaged here. Level 13 advantage just too high. Stage dive shuts down Big Bird, and they're going to be able to claim the boss. Our Defender expires. They're going to get Urel. That's going to turn this into a 3-4-0, and Falstad is actually just going to keep pushing top lane, guaranteeing themselves more XP. Ultanium is going to port back to base, meaning he will survive this, but now that's a boss and Great Main pushing bot lane. It's a Falstad pushing top lane. We have a Temple in mid lane being taken by Funds, and a Temple in bot lane being taken by Tenidakiel. This is just a checkmate macro game coming in from Forge Esports. Very little reactions New Game Plus can do here. This is incredibly impressive. Making their way in. The boss will be cleared. But that weakens every shot, weakens that keep for the Temple here. Temple taking shots. And this should be enough. This will be enough. In fact, mid-keep will die to the final 5 shots of mid-Temple as well. No, it won't count. Bot will die, though. Actually, that will kill mid too. Nice! There we go. That is value for G-Sports. Getting the double keep play with the Temples. And they've legitimately just run out of things to do on the map. Their camp will be up in a minute. Which means until then, all they can really do is move up and try and steal stuff, which is exactly what they're doing. They're going to try and pick off Urel here. Ardent Defender still on cooldown. She makes it over the wall, though. Does not get caught in the root by Malfurion. Because Malfurion's route is kind of like an unmotivated college worker, where it's like, I don't really feel like doing it, but I'm going to look like I tried. So we see the camps being taken. Minions push it up. And they're going to make their way into that top keep. Temple not available yet. It's only top lane. Siege Giants in the bottom lane power side. Blocking Aaron. They do actually not get it with Funds. Aaron able to sidestep that. Hyperion has zoned them out pretty well. They still have Gust. They are holding this. But this does mean the keep will live. That was a good clear, making the most of Blizzard and Hyperion there to hold it. In the meantime, Winterheart going to try and do this Merc camp. Weirdly enough, Falstad without bribe isn't actually the fastest clearer. But look at this. The positioning of Forge is preventing them from stopping this happening. Because if they went in here, they'd be closed in from this full concave angle here. Meaning that they would have caught themselves out of position and got themselves in trouble. Minions on the way. Going to add a lot of extra pressure. Yeeting them rocks. They clean that up. Greymane smashes the way through the Bruiser camp. Nice and easy. And yeah, this is looking pretty solid right now for Forge Esports. I'm really struggling to see where New Game Plus are going to make their way back in here, because this is a double Temple play in 3 seconds. Once again, ETC sets on one. Blaze sets on the other. Falstad is global in mid lane, just waiting to react to whichever lane gets pressured. But yeah, they could probably just give this up. They get vision of people rotating in. They run away. This guarantees the keep. And everyone else with the mercenary camp makes their way top lane, because quite frankly, the core is open. They know everyone's bot. That's going to force the ports out. Ports coming in from multiple members. Melly and Splash not going to be here. But that's a Temple on the core. That's every wave pushing in. We see a flank attempt coming in from Splash and Melly. Gust is used. That's going to guarantee the escape. Although Matt Valimar stepped up a little far here, looking to maybe help Showtime. He's actually put himself in a bit of a rough position. No Earthbind totem, but Winterheart's just going to go end the game. That's GG. ETC made his way back to bot lane. That guaranteed the final shots onto the core. And Winterheart looks to turn that around. That was beautifully executed by 4G Esports. Very, very impressive. The macro game we just saw is top-level stuff. And I love seeing wins like that. They're not always the most exciting, but they are certainly interesting to watch because that was just incredible. So, having a look at that, Fast at 126,000 siege damage, Greymane 84,000, ETC only 15,000 siege damage is actually quite surprising, considering he was actually split-soaking a lot, but as well Blaze 96,000. Then you compare that to the other side, there are 3 people on the side of 4G Sports with more siege damage than the top member on the side of New Game Plus. That's what we are seeing here. Just pure and unadulterated macro to win a game. And 4G Sports have set themselves up in a 1-0 lead to potentially make their way into Storm Division. Or make their way into the next round at least. Let's have a look at the talents. See if anything immediately jumps out to us. So far, not really, actually. Nothing really jumps out to me, at least, although we do see the suppressive fire here, giving themselves some disengage potential. Falstad went very normal, crippling hammer to increase their escape power. On the other side, full lightning shield build, well, almost full lightning shield build for Rhaegar, with Earth Shield and Rising Storm. Wanted to really, once again, empower that Johanna, but didn't work out in this case. And we're going to be preparing for game number 2. I've just been invited to a lobby, so I will update the map score. Okay, I have been told. It is going to be picked by... Okay. Alright, so New Game Plus, unsurprisingly, opted for first pick, meaning that Forge Esports are taking us to Towers of Doom. That is going to be our second map of the night. Can New Game Plus win on Towers of Doom, or will 4G Sports be able to claim another solid victory? Once again, they have to play against Quarantine, one of the best teams in North America right now. One of the favorites to make their way into Storm Division, but have so far been shut down in both qualifiers. Let's see if they can make their way in this time. It's gonna be a rough match for them. But we will see. So, players filing in, making their way onto the board. Here's the bracket once again. While I let the players know that I'm ready. Caster R. Here's the bracket once again. 4G Sports or New Game Plus. Moving on to play against Quarantine. Winner of that will play the winner of CPOGX Fan Club versus We Take These. CPOGX Fan Club, another favorite to maybe make their way into Storm Division. We take these quite high up there as well. Honestly, everyone who's left here has potential. Team Alexander Fan Club made their way to the semi-finals and put on a brutal performance. Regen, one of the few teams to take maps of Team Alexander. Brawl is Life have just continued to improve series after series and just look incredible throughout this. And also Ryokai's on there, and I really like Ryokai, so I like that a lot. But there is some power in these series. And guess what? The teams actually get to practice together instead of picking their players last minute. Shots fired at something that I really enjoy and hope people like. Never mind. Something was wrong. Someone left the lobby. But yeah, well, while I'm here, yeah, that's how, I'm sure people saw that. But Sergeant Scoops, thank you for the follow. Hope you enjoyed the combine yesterday. But yeah, the Heroes Hearth stuff seems really cool, and I hope they have a good time with it. I really like the idea of basically making it like an in-house scrims that they have, like an in-house scrims, but with prize money. That's cool as hell. So I hope they succeed. But I do also very much like the teams practicing together and trying to get teamwork to the next level as well. So cool to see. Both are very solid. I'm excited for both of them. Let's get ready to jump in shortly. We're just waiting for funds to return because we had someone leave the lobby, which prevented the game from starting. Feels good. Feels good, team. Alrighty. We will be ready shortly. Come on. Come on, teams. Get in this lobby. while I'm here, I'm going to sell to you, because once again, you should be, if you have any money to spare, supporting the Nexus Gaming Series Patreon. Nexus Gaming Series is run by a series of volunteers who put a lot of work into making something truly special for American Heroes of the Storm fans. Don't forget to... I don't know. Don't remember what it was. Yeah, but yes, once again, you should be supporting the Patreon here to support the volunteers that run in the Nexus Gaming Series, because it is something truly special for the American players out there, and potentially for next season, the British players. I have a couple teams who I am going to be trying out for soon. I got a couple messages out for the Combine, so we'll see. Hopefully you'll see me in NGS Season 10. Feels good. You can also support me directly by dropping a subscriptions. By dropping a I saw love rest. Oh, don't forget to love each other. There you go, the t-shirt. Yes. It's from Brian W. Foster from Critical Role Talks marketer. I love Brian. I think his humor is absolutely top. I think he is incredible. Okay, they don't need caster R because they've already heard it. Once again, you can support your caster, though, by dropping a subscription via Twitch. Bits via Twitch. But if you don't want to give Twitch half the money, then you can instead maybe drop a donation via the links below the stream. There's a donation link to Streamlabs there where you can support directly. Feels good. Without overselling Tetcher, the rewards are actually really good quality, so yeah, if you want some cool merch, I didn't know you got merch for it, feels good. Hell yeah, that's awesome. I have been trying to persuade Weeders for us to do a sexy caster calendar, waiting to see if he will let us do that. Dibs on January. I want to be the thing that rings in the new year for you. But that's what we have going on. Support your caster. You can donate. Check out my Humble bundle links, my Humble partner links. You buy any Humble bundles or anything from the Humble store, or at least some things from the Humble store, when using my affiliate link, you don't pay anything extra than you would on, say, Steam, and sometimes it's even cheaper, and you can buy some beautiful stuff while supporting me, and in some cases, charity. So please, once again, use my Humble affiliate link, linked below the stream, and if you're feeling saucy and just want to put something on your body, then maybe consider having my face on your body by buying some Tetcher merch. Linked below the stream, there's some really cool stuff in there, including an HGC shirt and a Falstad hoodie, which are some of the top sellers and some of my personal favorites, but there's some cool stuff in there. I tried to make some leggings that were just tessellated my face, but for some reason the website didn't like that and broke, so unfortunately those are not for sale. There is, however, a pillow with a very tiny square of my face on it. 4G Sports are going to bat out the Castian. New Game Plus, though. They started off once again with the Abathur. It's a very big map once again, so they remove a global hero, but Vikings have so far been allowed through. Never mind. Removing those global heroes from the very big map. Feels good. How's the tasty road medicine, motherfucker?
Thanks for stream.
Thanks for donation, MSG. Thank you very much for the £10 donation and the message. Very appreciated indeed. And that pays for food. Food is a thing that humans need to survive, and it is very appreciated when you are generous and put it in my mouth. Thank you very much. It is so appreciated. So, let's get this going. Decade is picked up as first pick. Ana was banned. And I missed out one call out while we're selling out here. Let's talk about the Nexus Gaming Series Storm Division. This is the qualifier for it. Prize pool is over $1,000 right now. You can support the prize pool by hitting !match Aredo. We already have some incredible players, some ex-HGC America pros. We have some HGC Korea pros. Some of the top players in the world, including Hyde and Lockdown, already qualified for Storm Division, and they have come for starters to play against some of the best in the world, but also to try and win their share of that prize pool. And the more that prize pool goes up, the harder they're going to fight, and the better and more players we're going to have looking to compete for it. So once again, !match Aredo to support the prize pool for Storm Division and get in some top players and some top heroes of the Storm action here in North America. As Leoric and Tassadar are the next two picks with Blaze Greymane on the board. The Leoric is very sensible into Blaze, going to have a solid lane matchup, and Tassadar gives them a solid combo of the Entomb into just maximum shock rate damage. There is an incredibly deadly combo there. We'll have to see if that's where we go. Yes, 1 food from MSG. Thank you for 1 food. It is appreciated. 1 food, please, government. Prize pool is open for donation until the Storm Division season ends in, like, December. Exactly. There's plenty of time to grow, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to ask you to, if you have anything to spare, to throw into it now, because I believe there's still 1 qualifier left. And maybe we can see if we can get anyone else in, try and compete for it. I believe the Storm Division is open to any team, so maybe we could get a European team to jump in. Who knows? Then we'd have like 1 from NA, 1 from Korea, 1 from EU, and that would be mental. So, Diablo and Garrosh removed. Main tanks taken out already. So that leaves with ETC and Johanna. Exact tanks we had last time. As well as Muradin and Anubarak. And I'm sure I'm missing someone. There's Sylvanas, makes it in this time, and Tyrande, interesting. So Tyrande has been a hero who's sort of fallen off in terms of priority outside of very certain comps. But with ETC still available, Tyrande's very good with that. And this isn't the worst stitch stop. 3 more qualifiers. Ah, gotcha. Alrighty. And yeah, maybe we can persuade an EU team to jump in here. We will see. There's already some points being gained, so they probably have to win because they missed the earlier qualifiers. There's Johanna. And there's Hanzo. That is a lot of damage output, but also some squishy fams due to the Greymane. Lots of squishiness available there. But now, Forge Esports. What are we going to see from their final pick? They need an offlane or a main tank. Let's see where we go. They go Varian. Okay. Now, that could be Varian main tank. That's probably going to be Varian main tank due to Taunt. Blaze is the off lane. Now, this is a very sensible matchup here, because Varian main tank plus Tyrande is basically an insta blow up on anyone, especially with no cleanse on the board. It is very, very good. But what Varian lacks very effectively is big team stuns. This is where Blaze comes in. It's the same idea as running Blaze as a solo laner when you have a Mal'Ganis on the board, because you need someone who can actually stun the entire team, because your main tank cannot do so. Whether they're a disruption tank or a single target tank, you got to get someone who can make up for that and keep everyone busy while you kill that individual target. But he's also a very good solo laner when you're playing with a Stitches for exactly that reason, because you got to have someone who can get a multi-team engage instead of just because you can't win the game off single picks if the enemy team starts reacting to it. But we have the draft. It's looking good. We're going to be heading into game number 2 on Towers of Doom. Ladies and gentlemen, on the left-hand side, it is going to be Forge Esports, with Valimar playing the Tyrande, Winterheart on the Sylvanas, Showtime on the Greymane, and currently AFK in base, it is Funds who will wake up and move out on the Blaze, and we have Tenidakiel playing on the Varian. Whereas, on the right-hand side, there's going to be New Game Plus, with Ultanium playing on the Tassadar. A quick pause. Tenny's AFK, fair enough. Well, I can still do the intros. Aaron going to be playing on the Leoric, Splash on the Johanna, Melly going to be playing Decade, and Big Bird is on the Hanzo. Feels good. So, we'll jump back to me to prevent too much information being given now that we have those, now that we have those intros done. We'll be getting ready to jump into the game very shortly. So, I hope you're all having a good time so far. We've already had one very good macro match. That's a good one to study, honestly, if you do enjoy macro styles of play or want to add it into your own repertoire. So, I am very happy with that. Watching, who played the Falstad again? It was Winterheart. Watching Winterheart playing that Falstad is a really good way to learn that style of play. I would definitely recommend. So, we're just waiting for the game to begin. Report Teddy for AFK. Oh dear, there's a time on it, but I'm sure we'll get in very shortly. In a moment. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And then we'll have a look at the level 1 talents once we're loaded in and get this started. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere after this. After this series, we will be jumping into series number 2, which will be, of course, as we already mentioned, Quarantine versus the winner of this series. So there's a solid matchup coming up there, which will be very entertaining. So let's talk about these drafts a little more. We have the single target focus. This will likely be a taunt variant, but Colossus Smash variant with the slows can actually be enough of a setup for Tyrande. It's more difficult, but it's a better guarantee of a kill. But you already have Hunter's Mark, so I'm not entirely sure that the value would be there when you can just get the armor reduction that way. So I would expect we are probably going to see the taunt. That is my expectation here. And then Sylve Greymane offer easily enough damage to blow them up. Sylve either with Q build or the... I mean, it's going to be likely Q build or the Unfurling Shadows. There is something to be said for the slow build, especially when you have Blaze and Varian on the board. So we'll see what they can do. This is a best of 3 indeed, so feels good. There is still a chance for New Game Plus to make their way back in. See if they can make it. Every game in the Storm Division qualifiers is a best of 3. Jesus, take your time, lads. Take your time. I'm having a drink. Oh, that was a gassy mouthful. I get the feeling I'm going to have some issues. On the other side, let's have a look at New Game Plus's draft. We have the Deckard Cain, Leoric, Tassadar, Hanzo, Johanna. Now, they have a lot of brawling potential there. Tassadar especially has a lot of burst, but he's very much reliant on Johanna grouping people to get maximum value there. Hanzo is going to be their main siege ability. It's going to be their main actual damage output, whereas Tassadar is looking for big burst plays. Overall, their damage output is going to be a lot more reliable long range, but the second they get hard engaged, they're going to have to be very reliant on Deckard Cain and Johanna to zone for them, which is going to be very difficult. But Wombo combo-wise, their Wombo combo is significantly better at killing off an entire team, because it's Hanzo Tassadar with Leoric and Tomb to set it up with Johanna. They're going to be able to kill off large groups of people very effectively. They just need to actually get those hard engages on multiple members. We'll see if they are able to. For now, though, we're still waiting. Still waiting to get this going. I didn't start a timer. I'm sure someone did. Because there is an AFK timer. There is an AFK timer for people. I know they're probably having issues. There's probably a reason why they're not available. But it sure is boring. It sure is boring. Alrighty. Well, he'll be back. He'll hopefully be back soon. If we start to get to ridiculous times, we'll manage and we'll just deal. Okay, he's back. I think we're good to go. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're ready to head into the game. We're just waiting for the readies from New Game Plus. We have a ready. Did they give me admin privileges? Did they give me referee? They didn't give me referee, so I can't reply if I'm good or not. Because no one gave me ref. Yes, thank you, Funds. Funds pointing it out. Alrighty, let's go. Let's get into the game, ladies and gentlemen. We are underway. And we are back into the lobby. Yep, they did give me ref, so I can't reply to that message. Feels bad. Alrighty, let's get this underway. Let's have a look at some of these talents that we've already introduced the players. We're going to be seeing Luna Blaze on the Tyrande here. We do see percentage damage coming in for Sylvanas. Now, that is an unusual talent, but with the amount of slows they have, there is going to be value there, and it's going to allow them to maybe blow up Johanna or the Yorick a little bit better if they get those at the hard engage. Nice use of block to block the tower hit there. And we do see the Lions more coming in from Tenny. Cool idea here. Getting that slow duration, 50% increase. Sorry, the slow is increased to 50 seconds and the duration is 2 extra seconds, which is a long time for Sylve, which is exactly what they're looking for. So Sylve currently solo clearing in the mid lane. Winterheart continuing his strategy of ignoring the rest of the game for as long as possible. Finally, people are going to come up and try and deal with him, though. He will be forced back. Winter forced back by Splash. And multiple other members heading in, but the rotations have been interrupted consistently. Tenny grabs a stack there on that Lion's Maw. Has to be careful. Scatter Arrow not blocked by that parry there, and he is picked off. Varian is not level 4 yet. He's not a real hero. Valamar forced to back away, scout onto the camp. And they're going to go and try and steal it. They don't have Hanzo for this. Hanzo not joining. Going to mount up, make his way back over. So they're going to start on this. They've gone for the Scatter Arrow, Simple Geometry, and they will get this. Varian not spawning in time. Silv looking to bully Aaron as best they can. Wants to get that slow, and that will equal percentage damage. Sappers make their way in, blast through a tower. Nice clear there. Very well done. So, of course, we have Tenny back. Back on Varian. He's still not level 4. And here we go. There's the taunt. Now they're in a position. You can see Greymane moving with the group. He needs to keep everything up. Needs that Dark Flight. Gets the kill. Picks it up. Now Splash in position. Altanium coming in from the side. Sidestorm over the wall. Looks for Big Bird, but blind from Splash means Showtime is in trouble. Heals come out from Valimar, and that will keep them alive. The heals are good as Tass is picked up on the side from the rotation from Winterheart. And again, continuous Forge Esports playing the map very effectively here, getting the right positions and the correct flanks. Move forward, begin to blast through. Tower going to be absolutely bodied here. Black Arrows, though, has expired, so they will have to back away, especially with all these rubies on the ground, because there is a lot. And Valimar, little bit slow. Not caught by the root. They do burn the taunt, but that was literally as an escape tactic, really. They're going to try and contest this. Blaze is grabbing top lane. Leo's grabbing the other top lane. So it's going to be all about this bottom lane. Leo's on the way down. Blaze on the way down. It's going to turn into a 5v5 fight. Showtime. Caught in the root, but it's enough to kill off Johanna as Tenny Dakiel pushing forward. Big Bird drop low. Winterheart with the flank. And Johanna being so far forward, it has backfired very heavily here. So they push forward. Showtime not just the root. Not so lucky for Winterheart, but they're able to attack through. Aaron, though, is in a good position to try and set this up as a delay. He's got the most hit points of anyone in this fight. Stun lands onto Altanium, who is way out of position. Going to be picked off here. He stepped up, was caught in the stun, and will be blown up. Leo's forced to back away. Blaze already go for soak. The altar is captured. And that is going to be a 2-for-1 in favor of Forge Esports. We can see them. They've gone for that Lionheart. Expected here, 75% extra healing. The Lost Soul. It's still an auto-attack build, but with more percentage damage coming in here. Excuse me. That is the main plan here. It's also good for wave clear. Unstable Poison. Unstable Poison. Hit the heroes. Get cooldown reduction. Get a little more Lost Soul stacks. So you get the Shadow Dagger back more quickly for better wave clear. Fun's going to try and slow down Aaron. Greymane finishes off the siege camp. Going to bring those sappers down into the bot lane. Thank you very much for the follow. Tiger Fish. They blast their way through mid lane. Tenny Dakiel, little bit of damage. 40 stacks right now on that static charge. We've also got for Plasma Shield and Arc Discharge, by the way. Arc Discharge means if he's fully stacked up on those shock ray, on his autos, the next auto will land a Psystorm. It's a cool idea. It's a little bit more reliable than Psionic Echo for actually landing those extra Psystorms. You can see there it came out there. It's also good for wave clear. Not reliant on hitting a hero. Definitely helps Tassadar with his wave clear. There is a gank coming in onto this camp. Will be stolen away by Forge Esports of Winterheart with the rotation. But next temple is in bot lane. Next altar, sorry. Which currently, I was about to say New Game Plus, with 2 people in top lane, might have been able to try and make a play for. But instead, they've all rotated to mid lane. They'll make it back down in time, but they're not going to get positioning now. Due to Tenny Dakiel, Valimar, and Showtime playing aggressive, because they know they have the burst. Iron Skin is burned. They've been able to force everyone from New Game Plus back. They're going to take the Bruiser camp. Now, here's the question. Does anyone play Brave and try and steal this while they do so? They're not going to be able to, because Tenny Dakiel will rotate in. Camp is stolen. Splash is found once again. Stun lands. Cursed Bullet comes out. Percentage damage from across the board. Shots come out, and we're down to 28 health. Going to disable the bell tower, focus that down, and with Shadow Dagger and the Sappers moving their way in, this will be the first bell tower of the game going over to Forge Esports. They will claim control here and set themselves up in a lovely way, in a lovely push here. Smashing their way through this bottom lane. Nicely done. Funds, clean it up, having a lovely time. He's just chilling. Sylv's down here protecting this bell tower. Owl sees everyone. And they currently still have a level 10 advantage, so they could try and make a play onto someone here, and I think that's what they're looking for. Level 10's just around the corner for New Game Plus. New Game Plus, there's level 10. They're going to begin making their way up. Blast Shield, stay well and listen. Archon. There is the Entomb and Dragon Arrow. It's nothing unusual here. Winterheart backs away. Teddy once again sniped by Tass, up to 50 stacks now. Sonic Arrow sees the bell tower, and in fact does a little bit of damage to it. There's only 3 people here because Showtime and Funds are taking another Sapper camp. Keeping that pressure on. They hold for the moment. Just keep trying to push Splash, who drops the Blessed Shield. Varian in trouble, drops the Taunt, but the Stay a While shuts down the follow-up. Starfall, though. Now, Starfall, remember, does damage, which will proc the cooldown reduction on the heals as they pick off Tassadar. Valimar, of course, that level 1 heal, it gets cooldown reduction, not just from auto attacks, but from all damage. They get increased cooldown reduction from Moonlit Arrows, but no matter what, the ultimate here, coming in with Starfall, does give cooldown reduction for the healing, meaning that if 4 members, like we see there, stand in that Starfall, that's a huge amount of damage. Speaking of huge amount of damage, 5 shots coming into the core here, and another 5 about to be channeled in by Forge Esports. Sappers made their way in. We're going to be down to 15 health on the core of New Game Plus. Not looking good for them right now. They are being played. Johanna moves back in. With Blessed Shield down, all they have is Entomb, and Leoric is top lane. He's nowhere near this. Johanna picked off. The damage, the armor reduction from Valimar is so hard for them to deal with. And it's turning against them. They're struggling here. They are being played as Forge Esports. They grab another Sapper and another Sapper as Aaron moves up desperately trying to de-soak this. Varian has topped up at the fountain. Will get some sustain back. Keeping it covered. So, Psystorm cleaning up over there. Top lane pressure is non-existent anymore due to Leoric's good work. Aaron really trying to keep his team in this game with that Neo Peasants. Doing as best he can. Sappers. The Death Killer, thank you very much, as the talk comes out. See ya, Johanna. All but one Sapper was slain, though. Only one left, and Hanzo looks to finish that off. He can't do it. It gets in. One more shot into the core. We're down to 14. But again, Johanna, that armor reduction from the Tyrande with the Hunter's Mark combined with the shield explosion of Shattering Throw means there's no way Johanna lives these fights anymore. It's Cursed Bullet. It's percentage damage from the Overwhelming Affliction. This is just Forge Esports in full control of this game right now. We see a big move up to the altar in top lane. They might actually have to contest 2, but while this happens, another Sapper camp is going to make its way into the bot lane. You see the move up. They're going to have someone back here to try and channel their own side, but they now have to contest on the other side as well, because otherwise they're going to take maybe 10 points of damage. Altanium begins to channel. Where's the taunt? There it is. Shield is gone. Stun comes out, but the zoning is good. Dragon Arrow somehow delays. Tanidakiel has threaded the needle there. Here comes the Ancient Blessings. They're trying to hold it with the Starfall. Huge amounts of healing. Valimar going to stand outside of the bunker, which did come out. Here comes Winterheart from the side. Looks for Splash. Easy kill there against Splash. And Winterheart to the other side finds their target, but Aaron comes in with the Wraith Walk. Winterheart has gone maybe too deep here as Big Bird picks up the kill, making this a 1-for-1. Channel comes in from Melly. Left-hand side was taken. Sappers make their way, bringing us down to 5 health on the core. Melly is in trouble. Zoned away. Was unable to get the channel. Tanidakiel looking very low. As Funds comes in for the stun onto Altanium. The Entomb comes out, holds them in place, but Valimar is dropping massive healing numbers. Down goes Leo and Tass. Big Bird running off to the side. That just leaves Melly alone to hold the point. Aaron will be back soon. Rubies, 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 rubies. He's holding. He's alive. He's using these potions to delay. In the meantime, Big Bird is trying to but he'll be picked off, and this has now become a 2 versus 4. Melly begins to channel. He's trying to buy time. Stun, chain, bless shield. He baited him as Johanna comes in with huge damage. Aaron is respawned. There's the double kill. They're gonna get Valimar. There's now it's Tanidakiel Dakiel, and funds for the whole taunt comes down. Dakiel dropping low. Aaron, he doesn't have anyone to drain, though. He can't sustain his way through it as Dakiel is so low. Splash comes in. Wailing Arrow. It's not enough to save Dakiel's. Funks comes around for the side and will kill off Aaron once again, leaving just Johanna to hold the line. But in the meantime, Ultanium is channeling in, and he will save them the game. Splash needs to retreat. They will back up. Percentage damage, though, from Winterheart. Picks up one. Looks for the second. He looks for Ultanium, but the Shadow Storm and the Force Wall will back them away. The core survives. 5 health left. Mid was weakened during that. Sappers made their way in, but it's still alive. Close net, close net, close net, close net. Thank you very much for the follow. They're going to begin burning their way back through mid. We see the big rush down onto bot lane. Winterheart starting on the Mercap. Funds coming up to help there. And New Game Plus. They're trying to hold. They're bringing everything they have to this game number 2. With 5 health left on the core, they hit level 16. Scroll of Stone Curse, Royal Focus. Aaron begins to clear. Boss is going to be taken. That's going to be 1 health left on the core. This is do or die time now for New Game Plus. They grab Sappers. Sappers cleaned up in top lane. No lethal there. They're just removing every form of lethal from the back. It's a triple altar phase. Taunt, stun, big blow up. That's Deckard removed before the fight even comes out. Ultanium, though, trying to hold against Winterheart onto the 4, but the goes in the bunker, toes it round as Ultanium backs up, gets the fountain with the Shadow Stone to get out of there. In the meantime, though, Winterheart finishes off Big Bird from the side. Winterheart is just 1v1ing anyone who steps out. Valimar picked off, and this will be game. There comes the Entomb, though. Dakiel might be in trouble. Showtime from the side, trying to get Ultanium. Looks for the blow up to finish him off. Force Wall is beautiful. Though Funds is dropped here. Splash chatters it out, but it's too late. Winterheart macroing to victory again. Ran to bot lane, grabbed the channel, and that is GG. Forge Esports take the 2-0. That was a beautiful fight at the end there by New Game Plus. They actually looked like they might win it, but while that was happening, they were actually a person up the entire time due to the fact that Sylvanas, that, again, Winterheart, who's got just the biggest macro 1000 IQ brain, apparently, was able to take the games, take the fights, and turns it in their favor by just running down to the altar and reclaiming the game. Forge Esports macro plays off the charts in these first 2 games of today. Funds, 131,000 siege damage this time. The percentage damage, Sylvanas 40,000 really burned through. You can see here with the 6 death Johanna. It's a Johanna. The burst that they had here, again, Hunter's Mark, Overwhelming Affliction, Cursed Bullet with the Shattering Throw. There was just no way for Splash to live that. Went with the Hold Your Ground, tried to hold it that way. Nothing they could do, even imposing presence to buy some time at the end there, but it did not work out. So yeah, well played coming in from Forge Esports. They will be moving on to the next round, which, as we already know, is going to be against Quarantine. Which I'm going to ask if Quarantine will be really nice to me and be on the right-hand side. If not, I'll have a go at stopping it, but I'll ask them before we jump too far into the series. You can also see that Brawl is live. We're able to take out Old School Boys on the other side of the bracket, and they make their way out to play against Team Alexander Fan Club. And once again, the winner of our next game, we're jumping into Quarantine versus Forge Esports. We'll move on to play against either CPOG X Fan Club or We Take These. Here is the final map score for this best of 3 series. Forge Esports taking the 2-0 on Sky Temple and Towers of Doom. 2 of the biggest macro maps, and they show that they have the stuff for it. Nicely done. Very well played there, and we do see Forge Esports moving on to the next round. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. I'm going to go change everything over. When we come back, it will be time for series number 2 between Quarantine and Forge Esports. Thank you all for watching. If you're enjoying the show, drop a donation or a sub or some bits. It's all very appreciated. And we'll be right back after this short break. See you in a bit.